Hello everybody. Work on my Modpack is continuing. In the meanwhile, I'm still sharing my process with you. And today I'm talking about YUNoMakeGoodMap. YUNoMakeGoodMap is a mod that's designed to make Skyblocks possible. It basically converts world generation into void generation. So yeah, no dirt, no sand, no bedrock. Just one block of dirt below you. Or you can set it to start with one of its own default startups, which would be either your block of dirt, a single tree, maybe a cobble gen. And those are the default ones available. And you can set these through the config. As you go in your config folder, you can find the YUNoMakeGoodMap folder. And towards the bottom, you can tell it what kind of platform you want. I commented it out because I wanted to show you the default no platform. But you can also make your own structures and put them here in the structures folder. And from there, it's just a matter of putting the platform type and putting it under the file name. Now, these structures are not schematics like you get from World Edit or MC Edit. These structure files are ones that you can make within Minecraft itself. So if you want to spawn on something a little more complicated than a block of dirt or a tree, you can make your own structure, like a ship. But then you have to store the structure with a Minecraft structure block. And you can't pull these up in the creative menu, you have to give them to yourself. The Minecraft structure block. And then you can tell it what you want it to do. They have a lot of uses, but we're just going to focus on saving a structure and setting your spawn point. So for saving your structure, first you have to put it into save mode and give it a structure name, like boat. Relative position is where you want the center of the structure to be, and the structure size is pretty self-explanatory too. You've got your X coordinate, your Y coordinate, which is up and down, and your Z coordinate. So if we make this 32 by 20 tall and 16 wide, tell it to save as boat. We're not going to save just yet, because as you can see, the relative position doesn't give it the position of the center of your save area. It gives it the position of the southwest bottom corner. So we have to subtract a couple numbers. Like a 16 and an 8. And this should really be an odd number. And we'll make this 10. Have we got it right? No, because we forgot to put in minus signs. And with that, it's more than big enough. And if you want to save it more precisely, you can just by adjusting your numbers, which is fairly self-explanatory at this rate. Now, since I'm pretty sure I already have both saved in here, we're going to call it boat 4. And I may as well tell you about this detect button. Basically, you can set the opposite corners of your structure just by putting it out on opposite corners. But YUNoMakeGoodMaps kind of gets unpredictable with that. So we're just going to stick with the center block. And we have its name, we have its relative position, we have its structure size, and we're going to save. And the structure is saved as boat. Now, this whole thing with the structure blocks isn't from any mod. It's actually vanilla behavior. And what this means is that you will not find the structure you saved in your config file or in mods. Minecraft saves it in your saves directory under the name of the game that you were playing when you saved the structure. In this case, New World, and inside there you'll find structures. And in there you'll find the NBT file of the structure that you created. And from there, we simply copy it or cut it so that we can take it out of there and go into our config folder, and under YUNoMakeGoodMap, you'll drop the file right in here, which I have already done in the past, so we won't actually be pasting. Now, at this point, we are actually ready to adjust our config and change the platform type to the name of the file that we're using, which this time is boat. And it will automatically add the NBT on there. So from there we simply save the file, and then we completely restart the game. For testing purposes, you can't just get out of the game and then start a new one. You actually have to restart the game for it to reload the model in the config. So you've made your structure, you've marked it, and you have restarted your game. And we're ready to test it. Now when testing, I like to go with creative, of course, which turns on the cheat modes. And the world options are by default avoid world with YUNoMakeGoodMap. So we're ready to create. And now that we have quit and restarted, after correcting the config, we should appear right smack in the middle of our boat, right? Not so much. We actually spawn in the corner of our marked structure. And if there's nothing under that corner, well, you just fall to your doom. So, back here in our structure work in progress, what we need to do is set our spawn point, which you can do with a structure block. You just leave it in data mode. And after checking your spelling, make sure that you have told it that this is the spawn point. Now I have put this in the bow of the ship because it puts you on top of whatever the structure is. So if I had put it under here, as I have already learned, it would have put me on top of the gas bag. So, having placed this here, we go back over here, set a new structure name so that we don't overwrite it, like Boat 2. Everything else is the same, so you just click Save. And from there, you will copy your structure boat and put it into your structure folder. Then go back into your config file, give it the name of the new structure, and you're ready to go. Now, since I've already got the structure in there as boat 3, because I had to do this 3 times to figure it out, we will just save, exit, and start over again. And now that we have restarted, we're ready to create a new world again, which I shall name On the Nose, since that's where I intend to spawn, and create. And here we are, on the nose of our airship, not falling to our doom. So, congratulations! You now know how to use YUNoMakeGoodMap to set up your spawn point on whatever island you want in a void map without falling to your doom. I'd also like to add some thanks for Mac Aisling on the FTB forum for actually figuring this out and posting the answer. And I'd also like to ask you to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and click subscribe if you want to see more. And mind you, this setup is primarily for single-player starts. I'm not quite sure what to do about multiplayer starts, but I am doing the research. And I'll be sure to let you know as soon as I find out. Until then, watch my other videos, like, subscribe, have some fun, do something cool, and have a nice day.